and Assalamu Alaikum. I'm Mughira Jaleel and you're watching Narramus. Today, we ask a tough question. Is India-Japan really a strategic partnership or just a polite illusion dressed in history and rhetoric? Dr. Swasti Rao recently argued that India must move Japan beyond old friendship nostalgia into a real strategic partnership. She says the two should co-lead the global south with alternative development models, deepen defense and technology ties in semiconductors and supply chains, and expand trade, especially in climate-aligned industries. She sees Japan becoming more assertive, and India as a natural partner to mainstream Tokyo into Asian strategic debates. It sounds neat, doesn't it? But reality tells a different story. Here's the first problem. India wants a piggyback ride. It looks at Japan's money, tech, and credibility as tools to amplify its own position against China. But Japan won't let itself be used this way. Tokyo's China policy is cautious, deliberately calibrated and designed to avoid open rupture. Why should Japan bleed for India's ambitions when India itself avoids direct confrontation with Beijing? The second issue is that Japan's choices are filtered through Washington. Japan cannot create a parallel Indo-Pacific plan centered on India if it contradicts the US framework. At best, Tokyo aligns with Washington's Indo-Pacific vision. India plays a role, yes, but only within those limits. So the idea of Japan breaking ranks and marching shoulder to shoulder with India is simply unrealistic. Then comes the credibility gap in India's China containment posture. India talks tough, but rarely confronts China head-on. Whether on border violations, trade dependency, or maritime disputes. Yet it waves the China threat card to attract Western and Japanese capital and attention. The world is noticing. Why should Japan risk more against Beijing than India itself is willing to? This is not strategy, it's opportunism. And finally, there is economic weakness. For all the hype, India is still weighed down by poverty, weak infrastructure, and shaky industrial growth. This undermines its reliability as a counterweight to China or as a dependable leader of the global south. Japan, a high-tech and capital-intensive economy, won't gamble its long-term strategy on such fragility. So the bottom line is clear. Dr. Rao's vision may be optimistic, but the India-Japan partnership is bound by four walls. India's piggyback approach, Japan's US filter, India's opportunism on China, and India's poverty baggage. For Tokyo, prudence will always trump sentiment. India may remain a partner, but not the equalizer that dreamers imagine. So I'll leave you with this question. Is India-Japan truly a partnership of equals, or just an illusion that looks good in speeches but collapses under hard reality? The world respects clarity, not clever posturing. India still has to learn that lesson before Japan takes it seriously. Thanks for watching. Allah Hafiz.